Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Redefining Wednesday. Happy Redefining Wednesday. To everyone. Happy Redefining Wednesday. Hello. I hope everyone is doing well. Can I see who is on here? Hello. Happy Redefining Wednesday. I hope you are doing well. How are you doing today? I hope you are doing excellent. How are you doing today? It is an excellent day to be you. I am grateful for everything that is taking place. I am absolutely grateful for everything that is taking place. It is an awesome redefining Wednesday. And I'm grateful for everything that God has done and that He is doing. Do me a favor, if you're on here, please like, share, and tag. And for some reason, I cannot see who was on here, but that is okay. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm going to type it since I can't see who was on here. I'll ask the question. So I had to get on here. It is Wake Up Wednesday. I'm certainly grateful for all the things that God has done, everything that He is doing, every door that He is opening. It's been a busy week already, but I certainly cannot complain. I'm grateful for all these done. It's the holiday season. I know that people are running around crazy. Great. How are you doing? I cannot see who that is. If you can, just comment so that I can see. For some reason, I'm not able to see who is on here. Excuse the sniffling, sinuses, the weather. You can tell that the seasons are changing. That is for certain. But again, I'm grateful. It's the holiday seasons. I know that people are running around crazy. Hello, I can see. Okay, now I can see people that are coming on. How are you doing, Mom Price? How are you doing, Letitia? I almost called you Mommy by your nickname. How's everyone doing? It's been a busy time. I was saying it's been a busy time. We had a redefining time. Some amazing things are happening. And so I certainly wanted to share with everyone some of the great things that are taking place. Mom Price, how are you doing? How are the kids doing? So a lot of you know I'll be preparing. Wow, it's coming up so fast. On next week, I'll be preparing to be in Raleigh, North Carolina for the Meet the Authors. I'm looking forward to that. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking, Mom Price. I'm doing well. It's been a busy time, but I cannot complain. So I'll be in Raleigh for our bestseller, The Letters to Our Brother. As you know, I co-authored the book with other authors, and so it is a bestseller, and so I'm grateful for the other 44 co-authors. We co-authored the book together. It is a book of healing, wisdom, and encouragement. It is a book that is composed by myself and 44 other men of color. Letters to Our Brothers to encourage. Hello, Ian. How are you doing, sir? I know you're busy. You're so popular. But it is a book to encourage. So if you have not, it is on the Amazon bestsellers book. So if you have not received a copy, ordered your copy, you can even go to my website, www.iamredefined.org. There's this book that is on my website, as well as my interactive workbook. You have to excuse me. I'm all in the camera. I'm going to be working on part 2, hacking your mental detour as well. Strategies when you're on a road that you did not design to go on. Hello, Marco. How are you doing, sir? So, hacking your mental detour. It is a small interactive workbook. People have been getting this workbook. People have been blessed by it. I was just talking to my grandmother on Sunday night. People that have been blessed by it, and it touches me because I absolutely love what I do. I love to empower. I love to bless people, and we have all been in a detoured route. If you're like me, when you're in school, you kind of plan how your life will go, right? And Mom Price, you're on here, woman of wisdom, great wisdom. You know, we plan how our life will go, and we say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We have so many things that we want to do. And then all of a sudden we have 30 things that come our way. So whether we have things that interfere with that, whether it's relationships, whether it's children, whether it's finances, and then we are stuck on a route that we did not prepare for. And then we begin to question, how do I get over this? And prayer is certainly a way to go. However, we also have accountability and ownership, because we were not all the victims all of our lives. We were the villains in some situations. So accountability and ownership is also the way to go. Hello, Elise. How are you doing, boo? How are you? Beautiful on Sunday. And I loved the hair. Beautiful. But so hacking your mental detour. I'll put my website on the page. You can go to my website to order those books. And I also have some small ebooks as well on the website that you can also go to get as well. And they're $1.99, and they are some quick starter guides. I call them their starter guides to your redefined route. But I wanted to talk to you because there's some awesome things that are starting to take place. And at least I really need to talk to you about some things that I desire to do. I was talking to some people about this yesterday. But there is myself and Dr. Jones and some team members. We are going to be starting some work in Atlanta, Georgia. So we're going to be going to Atlanta, Georgia to start some work. And we're going to be starting some work there to redefine and empower, uplift, because reality is that we are certainly in a crisis. Our community is in a crisis. There are people, the anxiety rate, as I always say, is increasing. The depression rate is increasing. So people, the mental illness rate is increasing. You are certainly welcome. Hello, Rachel. How are you doing? And congratulations as well. So the mental illness charts, the rates are increasing. So more and more people are needing help, and more people are crying out. And I am not saying that the church is not a safe haven. I was certainly born and raised in the church. However, we cannot use church as a fear mechanism as well, to where we just try to pray it away. We have to have self-accountability. And I always say confrontation is a way to go. And that's why, I always say, Hacking Your Mental Detour is my first book. I wrote it as a starter guide. Now I'm going to be working on another project. I'm excited about it, getting through the holidays. And there are so many people who are battling issues. There are so many people who are battling anxiety, battling depression. And so I'm excited because on this next book project that I'm going to be working on, and I'm going to be working on it with a publishing company. I'm excited about it. But not only am I going to be working on a book, I'm also going to be formulating a group as well with the book. I've been praying about it. I've been thinking about it because we need a go-to point. We need an accountability group. So how do I deal with myself when I'm in my cave? Yes, I have worship. Yes, I have prayer. But what about when I want to cuss? What about when I want to scream? What about when I want to holler? Because we all have titles. I'm a parent. I'm a brother. I'm a cousin. You're a niece. We have all these titles, but you as an individual. And what happens is through life, we lose our authentic self through our titles, because I have to be so much to so many other people, and I'm an individual. We're singular. As an individual, I'm singular. But yet, I have plural responsibilities and plural roles. And in that, we lose ourselves and we release so much. But a lot of times we fail to become replenished. Hello, Kara. How are you? I hope I said your name correct. How are you, ma'am? And so a lot of times we fail to be replenished. And so that is the goal. Even in this holiday season, I see so many people running around talking about what I need to get so-and-so and what do I want to get so-and-so and what does so-and-so want for Christmas. I even told my daughters, and it's so funny because my daughters, I mean, when you take care of your family throughout the year, Christmas is not really all about gifts and what are you going to get and running up your credit card. First of all, that's poor stewardship. That's poor financial management. I'm not doing it. I'm not running ragged. I'm not running crazy. My girls know 3 gifts each. What do you want? And it's so funny because my mother, when I remember my mother, she knew what I liked. And she would let me pick it out. She would wrap it up, put it under the tree. I knew it was under there, but I couldn't open it until Christmas. Hello, Shannon. How are you doing, sis? And so there's a lot of people. Hello, Tiara. How are you doing? So there's a lot of people running around ragged for Christmas and running up credit cards. And what am I going to get so-and-so? What am I going to get so-and-so? What are you going to get yourself? You know what I'm going to get myself? Peace of mind. Tranquility. I know who I'm purchasing for. I know what I'm doing within my limit, within my means. That's what I'll be within. What can you do for yourself this year? And by no means, hello, Elle. How are you doing, sis? I love you. How are you? What can I do for me this year? What can I do for me? What can I do for myself to make sure that my peace is intact, to make sure I'm sustaining my peace? Hello, Alfred. How are you doing, sir? And so there's a lot of times we're running ourselves ragged to get ourselves things. I remember I asked Bria, my 10-year-old, my little angel. I said, Bria, what do you want for Christmas? Because, it's just not a big deal. Because, my girls are taken care of. Hello, best friend. How are you doing? How are you doing, Doug? I love you. She's not, Dad, I don't know, Dad. She, it's like, I don't know, Dad. All right, because it's 3 things. It's 3 things. I'm not running ragged. I'm not running no stores. I wasn't out for no Black Friday. I'm just not doing it. Hello, Erica. How are you doing? How are you doing, cousin? I love you. Put your book link in this live. And so one thing I have made it a point to do is to make sure that I maintain my peace. I've made it a point to make sure that I maintain my peace. Why? Because that's important. Why? Because I'm a father, I'm an uncle, I'm a brother, I'm a grandson, but at the end of the day, I'm Jesse. That's who I am at the end of the day. And if I lose me, I lose everything else. And I will lose the inability to function properly. I will lose that inability to function properly. And so these groups, these works that we're doing, and I'm excited. We're starting this work in Atlanta in the spring. We're working now at it. We're creating the strategic plan. We've had our meeting. I'll be flying to Atlanta for the work. And so we're working with these groups to rebuild our community, because as I've always said, the change starts from within. Now, it doesn't mean that we're just going to stay in Atlanta. We're doing the pilot in Atlanta. We'll be doing some work here in Columbus. The team and myself here will be working with Dr. Jones there in Atlanta, and then we'll be going abroad. Why? Because we need the work. Our people need the work. We need to get out of this mindset of, I don't need a shrink. I don't need help. I'm fine. Who told you that? Who told you that you're fine? Who told you that you do not need to be in the seat of councilman? Because reality is that we draw from one another. But if we continue to allow pride to get in the way, we'll lose the flow and it will clog into a dam. We need to draw from one another. If not, our community, our people, I hope you're catching this. Just let me know if you're catching this. Our community, our people will continue to remain in a dysfunctional state because we'll continue to say that we're fine, but our children are continuing to lose. And I'm not stating that our entire community is in a state of losing. And I'm not stating that all of our children are in a state of dysfunction. But what I am stating is that we can do better, and it starts from within. A lot of times we look for change to come from other directions that it's not going to come from. It's going to come from us. So now I ask the question, and this is where self-accountability comes in. What can I do? And I ask that you ask that question, because reality is that we all have a gift and we all have an assignment. What can I do? And that's really how this work started. We asked ourselves, what can I do? That's the question that we presented to ourselves. What can I do? Because of the relationship that my ex-wife Trisha and I have regarding Brielle, I begin to ask myself, what can we offer to other co-parents to help them become better? To help them become better and more efficient towards their children. Even, my cousin Erica's on here, and her ex-husband has a great relationship. And they also teach other co-parents. And that's what it takes. It takes us being able to pour into someone else. So because of that effect, we begin to change the dynamics. So when people hear Erica's story and people hear my story and people look at me crazy like, what? You don't have disagreements? Absolutely, we have disagreements. But we go back to the drawing board. But because we're healed, our disagreements does not turn into immature daggers. When you're adults and the main thing is the main thing, they don't turn into immature daggers. Because our main thing is our main thing, which is Brielle, right? So now I can pour into someone else being a healthy parent, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's all about us changing the dynamics. So how can I change the dynamics? So what is in you that needs to flow but's been blocked up like a dam? What's in you? What's in you that needs to flow? And I don't want anyone on here to make a New Year's resolution. Please, no one. I cannot handle another New Year's resolution. I can't handle them. No more New Year's resolution. Just all it takes is accountability. I don't want a New Year's resolution. I want a new you. What is in me that needs to flow? What is in me that needs to flow? That needs to flow like never before. What is in me? I will never forget what really pushed me. One day I made a decision. I said, you know what? If I'm going to do this, I was in school for my doctorate. And I said, and I was just so frustrated. I was towards the end. I was getting frustrated. I was tired. At that time, I was going through the court process with my oldest daughter's mother, not my youngest's mother. And I was just so frustrated. I was tired. I was like, I'm too close to the end to quit. I'm just ready to throw in the towel. I was just like at a point of frustration, right? I know I was getting on my sister's Brandy's nerve and my best friend Doug's nerves, but I didn't care. Like, those are my two go-to people. And so I said, I'm too close. I'm too close to the end to quit. But I'm just too frustrated to continue. Like, what do you do while you're in the middle, while you're at the crossroads? What do you do? And so I remember sitting there And I was at that time, Brielle was in a gymnastics class. And I remember sitting there and I put on a video. I remember the Holy Spirit spoke to me clearly and said, put on a Kathy Hughes video. And I am not a Kathy Hughes fan. I have nothing against her. I just really never listened to her. And I put on a YouTube video of her story, her journey of how she started off. And I'm sitting there in awe, like, what? This is her story? Like, I'm in awe listening how Kathy Hughes started off, sleeping in the radio station with her son. Like, are you serious? And when I tell you it lit a fire in me, like getting declined by banks and etc., I was like, oh my gosh. Like, this woman went through some things to get to where she is. I see why she has the fight that she has. Hello, Janelle. How are you? And so that lit something in me. And it lit a fire that never went out. And that's what we need. We need something or someone to light a fire under us like a rocket that would never go out. Hello, Kevin. How are you? That even times where I want to quit, but I realize I'm too far ahead to quit. But I feel like I'm too drained to continue. What do I do when I'm in the crossroads? I need a fire. That's what I need. I need a fire. I need a fire because I realize it's not simply about me, but I'm a midwife. So there's people under me that are waiting to birth something out of them, but I can't do it in the state that I'm in. So God, what do? I don't simply just pray because God did his part. I take accountability. So what do I need to do with what I have and where I am? Because a lot of times, Jesse, how do you want to word this? Best that you can. Okay. A lot of times super saved people will pray and fast for a long time to wimp out of being responsible because they're in fear of taking accountability and taking the risk that they need to take. So they will pray, fast 30 days, 90 days, 120 days, whatever the case might be, because they're simply in fear of dig up what needs to come out. Now, again, prayer is fundamental. However, responsibility is fundamental as well. I need to be responsible for myself. Jesus did his part. And again, when he left here, he told the disciples, greater works will you do. And the word of God also tells us that if you lack wisdom, to ask him for it. So if I lack wisdom and I need an answer, I lack wisdom. I just simply don't know. Give me the wisdom that I need. Give me the words that I need. And so a lot of times people hide behind the word. I don't need to hide behind the word. I need to get in the word. Hiding behind the word absolutely does nothing for me. I need to get in the word. Someone asked me one time, it was so funny. In fact, it was just yesterday. Yesterday, someone asked me, what's one of the most important characteristics of a partner for you? I said, someone that knows how to get in the word. Because I don't want someone that just knows how to get it in the bedroom. I need to know if you know how to get it in the word. Okay, this is just that was for the adults for the moment. Because we get so many people that get stuck with all these tricks and dips that people know how to do in the bedroom. But what about those moments when you need your house to be covered? No, I don't need somebody to know how to just what about someone that knows how to get it in? And you don't got to be super religious or super spiritual, but those moments that we need wisdom and we need covering, can we connect on that level? That's the most important connection. Okay, that's for another live, so I'm going to leave that one alone right there because that's for another live. Because there's just I was just telling some people yesterday, there's some areas I will compromise in, and there's some areas I just will not compromise in, and that's one of them. And so be it. If I don't got nobody till I'm 41, so be it. But that's one of the areas I will not compromise in. And how dare I be a hypocrite? Tell my daughters to have certain expectations, yet I not meet those certain expectations. I dare not be a hypocrite, because spirits are real also, and we allow certain spirits to come into our space, into our home, and then we wonder why we're fighting certain spirits, because we invited those spirits into our space. And when those spirits affect our mind, they affect our finances, they affect our relationship, they affect our sleep pattern. Need I go on? So we have to be careful of what we invite in, because what we invite in, those are warfare. Those are wrestling battles that we are inviting in. Absolutely not. So we need to make sure that when I connect with someone, that you know how to fight in the word. I don't need you to hide behind the word out of fear, but I need you to know how to get in the word. Exactly, Lord. Sleeping with the enemy. And I don't need to sleep with the enemy. I got enough enemies out in the world. So when I go home, that is my sanctuary. I tell my daughters all the time, that is our place of peace. Our home is our sanctuary. When I go home, I love to go home. I'm not one of those people to pull in a garage and sit there for a minute to think about if I want to go in. I can't wait to get out of the car to go into my home. That is my place of peace. And when people come in my home, they say, it's so peaceful in here. That is the way I like it. I like it that way. It is this way intentionally. That's where God should arrive. Because if you give the enemy your mind, he takes over other areas of your life. And we wonder why we have to fight. Hello, April. How are you doing this afternoon? And we get people to go to church, and then you can tell the kind of life they're living or what they're fighting, because everything is the enemy. Everything is the devil. The devil is a liar. When I give God glory, I give him glory because of who he is in my life. I'm not fighting every day in my life with the enemy, because I already have the power. Again, he told his disciples, greater works will you do. And when you have a life of wisdom, come on, book of Proverbs. When you have a life of wisdom, you don't always lose to the enemy, because you realize that you've already won. If you don't have wisdom, if you don't have instruction, if you don't have intelligence, and this is not just for your spiritual life, this is for your family. This is for your job. This is for if you want to start a business. You need to ask God, give me wisdom, give me intelligence. God, give me the mindset so that I know, God, how to plan this. Give me a strategic plan. We have super safe folks sitting in front of the computer talking about, God, give me the business plan. Drop it in me. You're going to be sitting in front of that computer for a mighty, mighty long time. You're going to need a lot of Red Bulls, fool, before it drops. No, you need wisdom. You need instruction. You need classes. You need to learn how to do it. A lot of folks take the lazy way out because they don't want to do it. No, give me instruction. Give me wisdom. And God, don't just send the right people to me. Send me to the right places. What do I need to do? What is my responsibility? Prayer with accountability and responsibility. All right. See, that's why folks will want me to pastor. Because I don't know how many members I would have anyways. So they won't want me to pastor. Because what is you doing? You done spit on this altar every Sunday for the last 6 Sundays. What are you doing? What have you done? And I'm not saying don't come to the altar, because that is the place to meet the Lord. However, prayer, accountability, and responsibility, and that is the life that I live. If I mess up and I missed God, I missed you. I missed you, and I need to come back to you. God, I repent, and God, I need you to show me and give me the wisdom. And if I missed your plan, God, refill me with it. That's the position I get into. I don't hide behind my mistakes or my error. And that's how God continues to move me in the right direction, because God knows he can trust me. That's how Abraham was not only a son of God, but the Bible declares, Paul said that Abraham was a friend of God, because God knew that he could trust him. God knew that where I send him, he will go. So he's not only my son, but Paul said he was a friend of God. All right, y'all, this is not what this was about. So let me move on, because y'all always getting started. So we have some great things taking place. Go to the website. I put the link in here. At the bottom of the website is a subscribe button. Subscribe to the newsletter. You're going to get some information. I'm looking forward to coming to Atlanta, doing some works. The works here, the team and I in Columbus, Ohio. I'm looking forward to those works. When I tell you there is a shifting that is taking place, and do not allow the holidays to take you off course. Let me say it one more time for the people in the balcony. Do not allow the holidays to take you off course. And if you are single, you do not have a partner, get with your group, get with your sister, your brother, a friend, and enjoy yourself. Do not look at what you do not have. Look at what you do have and enjoy that, because someone else has it worse than you. And look at your purpose and your destiny. You have a lot to focus on already. So I'd rather focus on where I'm going than focus on where I've been and being placed in neutral. The only time I focus on where I've been is to use it as a testimony to propel myself or to propel others to the next dimension. All right. I look forward. I will be back on here either tomorrow or Friday. I love you all. Have a blessed and a great redefining Wednesday. It's Wake Up Wednesday. Wake up to something. It's time to get up. All right. Love you all.